Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pastor Jerome TV. I want to thank you so much for joining me here on Conservative Truth Radio, my additional channel. And I want to thank you all for following me here. I will be back on Pastor Jerome TV shortly. I think my suspension is going to be another 8 days or so, and then we'll be back over there posting our videos. I don't know if most people know I'm here on Conservative Truth Radio. And next time they let me back on, I'll do a better job of making people aware of my additional channel. This is like my backup channel, and I don't think people know about it. So if you are commenting on my old videos or looking at some of my old videos, let people know that I am here, and you can catch some fresh uploads and new videos here. I cannot go live here on this channel because it does not meet the monetization standard. So I need 1,000 subscribers, and I also need so many, like 4,000 view hours. And so we're slowly working on that, and we'll get there. Okay. But I was saying to myself, I was like, what happened to, what made them just, all of a sudden, like, start going after me and attacking me over there on the Pastor Jerome TV. And some of you probably remember when I did a live video with Professor Toto, Pastor Shane. And the reason why I did that video with him was because YouTube had locked him down. And I said, you know what, let me call my brother up and get him on here and let him just speak his mind, because he can't go live. So I did that. And I think the next week is when they hit me up with a strike and then gave me 7 days. So I'm just thinking maybe that could have something to do with it. But you know what? If that's what it takes to, if that's going to be, I'm going to be punished for that, well, then you might as well punish me, because every day I'm on here helping my brothers and sisters around the world. This station, Pastor Jerome, I get folks viewing from, from everywhere, from around the world, Africa, all everywhere. So from the land down under over there in Australia. So I'm helping everybody. So that's what I'm here for. And so we're going to keep bringing the truth. So speaking of truth, Governor Cuomo is under a lot of pressure. They dropping the bomb on him, and I don't know why. Maybe I can surmise or guess. I think somebody wants that seat. I think the powers that be want someone else in that seat. They like somebody, and they want to replace Cuomo. Other than that, they will be covering him up. But right now, they got the attorney general over there, which is a black lady. I forget her name, but she swore up and down that she was going to get Trump as soon as he's out of the office. She said she's going to find the crime. She says she don't know of a crime, but she said she's going to find it. Is that justice in America? Is that where we're going now? Is that what's going on? You're going to find the crime, point at a person and say, I'm going to find a crime on you. When they're criminals, actual criminals that they're not even looking at. They're not paying attention to it. It's a shame, folks. It's a shame. And our justice system needs to be arrested. But anyway, they're going after Andrew Cuomo, and rightfully so, because this man, during the COVID stuff, he started sending in COVID positive patients into the nursing homes where our grandmothers and grandfathers were. And everyone out there in New York who lost a grandparent in one of those nursing homes, y'all need to file a class action lawsuit. Get you an attorney, and then try to put out a dog whistle or a marketing something and tell everybody that if you have lost a loved one, put it on billboards and everything. If you've lost a loved one in a nursing home during COVID, we want to file a class action lawsuit against Andrew Cuomo, not Governor Cuomo, but maybe both Governor Cuomo and Andrew Cuomo, which is the same person. But when you use Andrew Cuomo without the governor, he's personally accountable for the deaths. So you sue him, and then you sue the state of New York, because this was based on an executive decision from him. He ordered those people to go in there, and they tried to cover it up. They tried to cover it up, the numbers of deaths, and they said, oh, it was 11 deaths. No. In one place, they said it was just 11 deaths. No. Turned out it was 40 deaths. 40 deaths. And he thinks that he can explain it away. He thinks he's that smart, but he's not smart at all. He's a very low grade, undereducated person to be a governor. And so whoever they got running, I believe we can get a Republican over there to run in New York, because I feel at this point, the people in New York have seen de Blasio and Cuomo, the dictator and the thirst for power, the dictatorship and the power and the thirst for power that they had during COVID was crazy. It was insane. It was on a whole nother level. And you wouldn't believe that this was America. But it went on. They shut down businesses, they hurt businesses, they hurt and shut down the whole place of New York, the state of New York, for COVID. Now I want you to hear his explanation because he's going to get himself entangled in this stuff. But he thinks that by speaking slowly and emphatically and loudly, that he can explain it away, talking down to people as if he's smarter and brighter than, which he isn't. Share this video with y'all because I want y'all to see. He's like, who cares whether they died in a nursing home or not? They're dead. And that's how he feels. He's a cold-blooded snake.
Person died in a hospital or died in a nursing home. Look, whether a person died in a hospital or died in a nursing home, it's the people died.
People. Look. See, he's trying his best to hold back that smile. He can care less. He's very cynical, very, very evil. People died. And he's saying this word as if they're just like nobodies. You understand? Who cares about these people? Who are these people that died? So what? They're just people. They're gone. They're no longer here. They were a problem. They were old. And we had a virus and, they died. Who cares about these people? But he's not, he's so narcissistic. He's only focused on him. And he's not worried about the folks who have lost their mothers and fathers and grandparents and the pain that they experienced. They couldn't even see their parents while they were in this so-called COVID stuff. That's the cold-blooded stuff about this. When they were locked down for COVID, your grandparents, you don't know what state they were in. You don't know how long they suffered, whether they were crying, whether they were hurting, or whether they were being abused. You couldn't get their last words and say a prayer or anything with them because of this guy.
People died. I was in a hospital. I got transferred to a nursing home, and my father died. My father was in a nursing home, got transferred to a hospital, and my father died. People died.
People died.
By the way, the same people are dying today. 96% of the people who die are older people with comorbidities, which happens to be the population that lives in nursing homes.
Okay, so then you hear what his point was? The only people that are dying in New York were the people who had comorbidities or older folks. But see what the problem is with that is that you shut down the businesses, you shut down the schools, you shut down the whole state of New York. People couldn't go anywhere. And you knew that the only people that were going to die or were susceptible or could possibly die are folks that are older or folks with comorbidities or folks that were obese. Why not have asked those people, the folks who were overweight, the folk who were sickly, who had comorbidities, older folks, why not ask them to stay in and stay away from the general public until we get our a lock on this thing and let everyone else work and live their lives? If you see, he's acknowledging he knew the danger group, but he locked down a whole city. Folks were depressed and suicidal, and a lot of folks committed suicide. Businesses are gone and they're not going to come back based on this stupid, ignorant clown. Not to mention 15,000 grandparents died based on his executive order.
It's continuing today, even with all the testing that we're doing. If you look at New York State, we have a lower percentage of deaths in nursing homes than other states.
He's a liar. He's been caught in a lie. He tried to get people to cover up the numbers, the official numbers of deaths there. Y'all remember back in 2019, he signed a bill enforcing or kind of stabilizing the abortion
Signing
bill.
ceremony earlier tonight in Albany.
Look at the dumb blacks. Look at them. Democrats. And it's more black babies that are being murdered and slain in these abortions. But you're going to have your little token blacks here celebrating it. You know, they lit up the Empire State Building. You can't find a video on it now, but they lit up the Empire State Building that night with one of the gods, a god from India, the war god with all of the arms. I forget the name of it. But they lit up the Empire State Building with a demon god. It was red and green. But you can't find the video on it anymore. So they swiping away and knocking down all types of truth. But he's a man of death. That's the reason why I want to show you that video right there. He's a man of death. You kill the babies and you kill the elderly. It's the same plan that Bill Gates have. And so they're going after him. Here you go.
Incompetent government kills people.
Words.
Is that right? Incompetent government kills people. You are signing bills to kill babies, and you signed an executive order to send COVID positive patients into the nursing homes where the elderly with comorbidities were there. He's a man of death.
Incompetent government kills people. Government kills. Incompetent government kills people. Incompetent government kills. Incompetent government kills people.
Words can truly come back to haunt you in less than 24 hours after blaming the federal government for the high number of COVID deaths in his state. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo hit with this bombshell. A 76-page report released by the state's attorney general finding his administration undercounted nursing home deaths by as much as 50%.
Ooh, somebody's in trouble. Somebody's in trouble. Now, I don't know. I don't know. You know, the Democrats, they get away with all kinds of stuff. I'm serious. They get away with all kinds of stuff. This is why I'm asking you, my brothers and sisters in the Lord, those of you who love God and you've been, you've believed on the Lord Jesus Christ and he's your savior. Your prayers are heard. But folks who have not received Jesus Christ and they don't live for him, their prayers are an abomination before the Lord. They're not heard. But I'm asking you to pray that God's justice, this is why we ask that his kingdom come into the earth, that his justice would come into America and around the world. Because this right here, you attack a man for saying the word fight while he's out of office. But then you let this man here kill babies and kill the elderly, and he gets an Emmy Award.
Officially, the count stands at 9,000, among the highest in the nation. But the state has not been counting nursing home residents who died inside hospitals. In one nursing home, for example, only 11 COVID deaths were counted, when in actuality there were 40. And in addition to the lack of PPE and testing, the report finds government guidance requiring the admission of COVID-19 patients into nursing homes may have put residents at increased risk of harm. The state's health Commissioner Howard Zucker argues 98% of nursing homes already had COVID before a patient was brought in from the hospital. Still, some state leaders are now calling for his resignation, while others demanding New York's AG subpoena Cuomo's entire administration.
Subpoena them and get them in there. And they all going to try to lie. Now, this is the lady that said she was going to get Trump. She was going to find a crime on Trump. But she's being used by George Soros. George Soros wants someone else to be governor of New York because now they're making their plan. They're making their move now. And whoever is going to replace him, according to George Soros's plan, and this woman here, whoever they want to run is going to be more deadly. So we've got to find a Republican out there in New York uh, to run and win. They can run and win in New York. And here's another thing: those folks who their grandparents died, and they need to file a class action lawsuit against Governor Cuomo and Andrew Cuomo. Use it, yeah. I mean, make him personally responsible. So when you say Governor Cuomo, that means him as the governor. But when you saying Andrew, yeah, make it personal. You know, it's a personal thing. The man shouldn't have did that.
Issue subpoenas immediately against the governor, the commissioner of health in New York State, Dr. Zucker, and his senior staff, because the corruption is the cover-up.
But there may have been even more missteps at the beginning. A May 2020 ProPublica report recounts that Cuomo reacted to New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio's idea for closing down New York City with derision. It was dangerous, he said, and served only to scare people. By mid-May, the report found New York City had nearly 20,000 deaths, while San Francisco just 35. In April, former CDC Director Tom Frieden tweeted, had New York stay-at-home order been issued days earlier, so many deaths could have been prevented. And now, with the AG report on nursing home deaths, the call for answers is growing.
We have to get the full truth, and we have to make sure it never, ever happens again.
Maybe he's going to run for governor, and that was going to be hell. You don't want de Blasio being the governor. It's going to be trouble. So maybe he's the one that they want to run for governor out there to replace Cuomo. Because anytime there is a attack on a Democrat, it's because the deep state, or what they say, used to say, the Illuminati, wants a shift and a change.
And tonight, Republican Whip Steve Scalise has sent over a letter to Governor Cuomo demanding he hand over all information and data relating to those nursing home deaths by next Thursday. And there's this as well. U.S. Senator Ben Sasse tonight writing, it's not too late for the Academy to ask for their stupid trophy back. Of course, he's referencing that controversial Emmy Governor Cuomo received for his daily COVID-19 briefings. Shannon?
Yeah, it was an acting award because he was acting. It was terrible. You're going to send in. We need the ventilators. Where's the ventilators? He was sending people from the hospitals to the nursing homes because he was afraid of the hospitals being overstuffed and overrun. Well, President Donald Trump, he said, listen, I'm going to get the Navy, we're going to get some ships over there, and you can use those as hospital beds. Oh, you know, that's going to take 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We don't have 2 weeks. President Donald Trump got them there in 3 days. But do you think they needed them? They didn't need them. They didn't need the ventilators. They didn't need it. So the dude got the ventilators and put them in a warehouse and then auctioned them off. And from what I said one time they was like $15,000 each. Well, no, President Donald Trump said that they were $36,000 each. And I think they had something like 7,000 to 10,000 of those. 7,000 to 10,000 of them. You do the math. That's $35,000. That's a car payment. That's a brand new Honda for 50,000 New Yorkers. I can talk slow like Cuomo. That's $35,000. That's a new car. That's a new Honda for 50,000 New Yorkers. So he auctioned them off. Where's the money, Cuomo? We want our money back. We want our tax dollars back. Don't let him out of office without getting that money back. This man, he put that money in his pocket. I guarantee you.
Aisha Hasmi for us in New York. Thank you very much, Aisha.
Well, listen, I'm gonna get this report right here, this news report, and you can definitely watch that at your leisure. I want to thank you all for subscribing, commenting, liking this video, and I'll see you on the next one. God bless.